All right, cool. I want to make this video really brief because I don't know. It doesn't need to be for a long time. I don't want to keep these videos very long. I mean, it's not even about the length. I want to keep these videos very simplistic so that you get what I'm saying, right? Again, this information is for informational and educational purposes only. Not giving any legal advice. If you need legal advice, you can seek someone that's competent in that area. Because yeah. Um, I'm introducing a new process. It's not fairly new, but it's new to this channel. If you've been watching, it's called the W4 process. What is a W4? I'm going to put this stuff on this whiteboard that I have on Zoom. I'm trying to get to know how to use Zoom. So just bear with me. All right. So this process is called a W4 process. That's a little too small. Let's make the words bigger. This is called the W4 process. Okay. All right, the W4 process. What is a W4? Okay. If you can see on this camera, and excuse the background noise because there's like, some people cutting trees and stuff back in where I'm at. So that's what you hear. But hopefully my voice is loud enough to project over that. W4, here it is right here. I've created a packet. This is called a W4 sandwich, right? The paper that it's on is called the W4, but the process itself that I'm going to introduce to you briefly is called the W4 sandwich. Right, here's the W4. Okay, this is an employer's withholding certificate. You fill this out when you get a 9 to 5, the job, and the employer, you tell the employer how much you want them to withhold, or do you want the IRS to withhold from the check that you get from them, right? So what does that mean? How can we use this W4? Okay. Everyone that uses your social security number is ultimately treating you like they are your employer. Why? Because they do the same thing that the employer does. And let me just go in the bathroom because maybe it'll be more quieter in there. I'm in the bathroom. That's why I do my videos at anyway. Wherever I'm at my house is in the bathroom or in the closet because they're usually the most soundproof and most quietest, peacefulest place in the house, right? But the W4 process is something that is used for people who obtain or use your social security number. And yes, I'm on the toilet, but I'm not on the toilet. I'm just in here trying to get so you guys can hear me and get in a place where it's a little bit quieter than by this window. So when you give someone your social security number, you give them access to a SESTA KV trust. As the CES SESTA KV trust, right? So I want you guys shortly after this video or pause this video, look up the words that I've typed on the screen, SESTA KV, right? Act of 1666. And this actually happened when there was a big fire in London, and the government of UK says, hey, you know what's a good idea? Most of these people are probably dead or lost at sea, right? So let's just claim this trust, the property or the trust of people until they come in, say that it's theirs. We'll just use it. And that's exactly what they've been doing. When you are born, your birth certificate is signed by your parents, giving the state permission to do things that you probably weren't giving full disclosure to, which is one of them is to create a trust. And a trust, what is a trust? A trust is a contractual agreement between three people, right? The beneficiary, the trustee, and the grantor or settlor, or the person that makes the trust. The trustee is in charge of doing or making sure that whatever actions happen within the trust benefits the beneficiary, right? And the trust or the grantor or the settlor is the creator of the trust and the assets in the trust, right? And the settlor or the grantor or the administrator, there's many different words depending on the circumstance or who's making the trust, is the one that facilitates things, but only to a certain extent, that it only benefits the beneficiary because they have no legal rights to what is in the trust anymore, right? So they have to use a trustee in order to move assets around, right? All right, so in the Cestui Que Vie Act, there were 3 of these trusts created in different times, but in 1666, this was the most significant time where this trust was established that has now carried on into the current time where things have been more modernized and made so that they benefit more of the corporation, which is the United States. 28 USC 3002. If you're not familiar with that code, look it up. The United States is a corporation, and what corporations do, they make money for their corporations. So your name capitalized is a corporation. Yes, it is a legal name, a legal fictitious name, which is why there is a department where you can register your fictitious name, not just a company name, but you can register your legal name and say, hey, I'm doing business as my legal self, because you have to have someone to represent the corporations, because the corporations can only be a corporation and they cannot operate and move without a human living soul behind the scenes, right? So that's all I want to say there, because I don't want to go too far off into this whole thing of who you are and why you're able to even do this W-4 process. But what I want to touch base on is this process so that you can grasp this, right? Because what this process does is just gets the IRS, which is your friend, once you understand what's really going on. The IRS, let me write this down because I want you guys to really get this, is your friend. Okay? Why are they your friend? Because this process helps with recoup of credits and anything that might been let me stop typing the whole thing. Anything credits and anything else that might have been owed to you, okay? And sometimes it might be in 1,000, sometimes it might be in the millions. And how do you receive these recoups and credits from the government? You have to have a private bank account, right? And if you don't know what a private bank account, you should do a little bit more studying, right? And understand how to obtain or even access a private account. There's things like Treasury Direct. There's things like using your actual bank. An actual bank has a public and a private side. And if you don't understand why or what that is, I advise that you do a little bit more studying. There's always an option of receiving a check from your recoupment of credits, and you can make sure that option is known on the paperwork. So let's get to the paperwork, all right? Second, real quick. All right, so here's the paperwork. Here we are. All right, so here's the initial W-4. I already filled this out for you guys. And I redacted some of my personal information, so because some of you guys are a little weird on YouTube, and so, but otherwise I don't care because I'm fully protected. Yahweh. Listen, there's my name. Put everything out. Spell everything out on these papers, okay? Spell your first, middle, and last name out, okay? The sections that you see that are blank, they're blank for a reason, because you don't need to fill them out. What I did was fill out head of household, right? This is my social security number redacted. All the rest of these, actually, my mistake. You want to fill the address part out on this top part, okay? Well, your name, your address, and your social security number. You want to come down here, see where it says 4C? You want to put the words exempt. All right, I put numbers down here. I suggest that you leave it blank. Okay, leave it blank. I also whited out, it was a statement here saying that over perjury and penalty and stuff, some statement that the IRS put. I erased it and put done in good faith, all rights reserved without prejudice. Okay, I signed my name in a beneficiary signature or autograph. Marcus, see my middle name, okay, followed by a semicolon in my last name. All right, and then I put the date. Some people in the video from Felicia, and I'm sure from others, the video that I connect with most is Felicia's, because I just do. Not discrediting the other people who have solidified this process, but Felicia, I could understand. I could wrap my head around her video. So some people are not even signing the paper, so they're trying to. We are avoiding liability and saying, here's the information, here's what you can do, here's what I want you to do with it, and I hold no liability. Either way, I've heard of results from people signing and not re-signing it. All right, and right here, down here, when you put employees, you want to put whoever it is that you are W4. And for me, in this particular W4, I was W4ing the Florida Department of Revenue. Okay, and the Florida Department of Revenue, which happens to be child support, has been they've been reporting my transactions to Equifax, Experian, and TransUnion. You can see this one particular time that child support increased my balance by $6,678 1 week. For what reason? I have no idea why one of my children would need $6,778 in 1 week and not their mother tell me that. But Department of Revenue, see, they felt like it was fit for them to do that and then report it to my credit. Okay. If you know anything about consumer rights and privacy, the Graham-Leach-Bailey Act, you are entitled privacy, and every transaction between you and the consumer and the corporation has to be verified, or it has to be you're supposed to know that, or given an option to opt out of your credit being reported on these credit agencies. So that's a whole nother video. But what I'm saying is that my employer that I put on the W-4 was the Department of Revenue. It asks us for it asks us for the address, right? The first date of employment. You don't have to be super duper accurate, but just when you think, and if you don't know, just leave it blank. Okay. If they did not give you an EIN or a TIN, right, you can put refuse, and it's supposed to speed up the process. I'm not sure how true that is, but if you don't know, just leave it blank. All right, so the W-4 sandwich, that's the W-4. All right, make sure you fill your name, spell it out, address, social security number, leave everything else blank. Underneath 4C, write exempt, cross these words out, put done in good faith, all rights reserved without prejudice, or you just leave it blank and don't sign it at all and just date it. Put the name of the company, the address if you have it, the date that you're employed by them, and also the amount or their employee identification number. If they refuse, put that. If they didn't, just leave it blank and let the IRS find that information for you, okay? Bet. We get through it. 1040, everybody should know what this is. This is a 1040. All these papers are printable. They're printable. All right, they're printable offline. You can download all these offline or off another the IRS website. You just want to make sure that you're getting every form that I'm mentioning in this video, right? So we just went over I just showed you the W-4 form. Now we're looking at the 1040. You're going to need a 1040V, and you're also going to need yes, you're also going to need the actual transaction or receipt from the company. That would help. I haven't heard of anyone else not sending that with their W-4 sandwich, but you know, in this realm, there's a lot of ways that work and a lot of ways for you to discharge debt and do things that you want to do once you understand who you are and what you're entitled to do. So try things. I mean, sometimes people spin their wheels, wasting time asking people if stuff works. If it worked for you, what happened? Would you get results? Can you show it to us? Email copies, like all that time and energy you could have spent on actually doing the activity and getting your own results instead of looking for someone else's and their confirmation in theirs. All right, don't do that. That's living the life of dogma. You want to create your own life in your own circumstances, your own results, right? You gotta have faith to do that, and you cannot operate out of fear. Fear will dead everything, bring doubt, uncertainty, and everything else that comes with that. All right. So look, the 1040, do the same thing. Name, address, social security number. Make sure you're filling out everything to the fullest as far as not abbreviating your initials of your name, your middle name. All right. Put your street name, address. That's it. Nothing else. You can white everything else if you want out. That's what Felicia and Smokin Baby and the rest of the people that I've learned this from have done, but I just don't. I don't want to waste my whiteout. All right. This next page is part of the 1040 as well. At first I started putting numbers, but then I started leaving it 0 because I want the IRS to actually audit it and not just go off my numbers, because my numbers could be completely wrong and I could be shortcutting myself and cheating myself, right? Or I could put a number that's too extraneous and then it looks like I'm just trying to play games. So I suggest again that you leave these numbers blank. Leave them blank, okay? Leave them blank. Right? You can put a routing number if you have a private bank account, public bank account. It doesn't matter. Try it. I suggest you get a public bank account. Put checking, savings, whatever type of account is, and then a routing and account number right here. All right. Go down to the bottom. Don't sign anything. Just date it. Okay. Actually, you don't sign anything on this one. You don't. You don't. Keep it simple. Keep it simple. All right. All right, so the 1040V. All these forms, again, can be printed offline. 1040V. This is a payment voucher. Yes, please. This is a form of, you would call this a check, but it's not. It's a payment voucher, which acts like a check, but it's not a check, right? That's all you need to know. If you want to know how this form works, look it up. The publication should be on the form, and IRS should have publications on this form as well, right? So what I did for this form was the same thing. Name, address, boom. You don't have to do this on the back, okay? You don't have to do this on the back. What is this? This is a stamp. This is called stamp duty, right? This is my signature across the stamp. This is my social security number. Oh, gotta blur that out later. So my social security number and the number that's on the back of the social security number as well on the top. And then the date. You don't have to do that, but I'm extra, and that's what I did, okay? Okay, you say you don't have, say it's 1992, and you're trying to it was 1992 and you're trying to, W-4 this company from 1992 and you have nothing from them, check your credit report. That can also count as a transaction or a receipt, right? Because look, it's from an official credit reporting agency, which the government itself calls that an immaculate, an elaborate mechanism. That's what they call the credit reporting agencies. They are not bureaus or bureaus. They're not bureaus. They're not a part of the government at all. Just thought I'd drop that gem on you right quick, just in case you thought that these credit agencies really had to do something with the government. They are also LLCs registered with the state. All right. So here's the Florida Department when they did it. And then this is what I put on the receipt or credit report. Except for value, exempt from levy, given for patent rights. I'm going to write this down in my little white. Except, all right, here we go. Where we at? I want y'all to get this. If you have any questions, I'm gonna have all the information in the description, and you can always email me. Can add you to the Telegram. There are many different options for you to. Why am I having trouble doing this right now? Hold on a second. Except for value, exempt from levy, given for patent rights. And then you're going to put a star. You're going to put that number. Your number should come with the H or A, B, C, D, E, F, G, or H. That's on the back of your social security card. And you're going to put whatever number that is, H, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and then a star. Done in good faith. Star, social security number, 5, 6, 7, 7, 8, 9, whatever. Okay, then you're gonna put another star. Excuse how the way this is looking, guys. Jeez. Bear with me. You guys gotta bear with me. This is my first time using this whiteboard on Zoom. So wow, look at that. That's crazy. All right, done in good faith. I know this is crazy, but it's going to be accepted anyway. These are the words that you need to put on your papers. And then you're going to put by, semicolon, and then you're going to put your autograph, your name, right? You're going to put your autograph, which is your beneficiary signature, or like this. Okay? Make sure that's a colon. All right? Cool. You guys get the gist of what I'm saying. Ah, man. Sorry about that. All right, so when you're done doing all those things, make sure you have everything filled out. If you want to white out everything, white out everything. Make sure you have which class you're claiming. I claim head of household. I think that's the most lucrative and fits my situation, but you do what fits your situation. If you're going to white out the statement, white out the statement, put your own, make sure you sign. If you don't want to sign, don't sign. I suggest if you don't know what you're doing or you're scared or scary, just don't sign it. All right. Make sure you fill the second form at 1040 out. Okay. And then, yeah, it's everything. 1040, 1040V, the W-4. And make sure you guys include a cover letter. Okay, this is called putting a company on notice. And it's not even putting a company on notice. It's just giving them instructions on what you want to happen. Hey guys, greetings to whom this may concern. I'm writing this in good faith. I'm not exactly sure if the mathematics on here are great,
I'm not sure if I put everything correctly. If you need something to be corrected, I give you permission to do that. Feel free to contact me if you need any information. Please recoup and audit this company for all credits and return them back to me as soon as possible. I've included my routing number, or I've included my address where I would like the check to be, or the instrument to be sent. Thank you so much for bringing this to your attention. Have a great day. And then you sign it at the bottom in the same way that you see here on the screen, except you don't put these numbers. Same way, except for value, exempt from levy, given for patent rights, done in good faith. Don't put your numbers, and then buy, and then that's it. That's the cover letter that goes over this sandwich, okay? So I hope everything that I've said was informal to you. Make sure that you click the links in the descriptions, follow the Telegram channels, follow the people in these chats. These groups are extensive. Listen, be careful about who you're listening to and the information that you're getting. Always do your own research. Don't just openly accept things that you hear from people as word, as law. You get to decide that. I hope that this process is opens so many doors for you. I've done a couple W-4s. I haven't seen any results yet, but there's some things that in my life, as far as child support and court cases, that have slowed down, or I've seen on my report that they noticed that they are being audited, so they stop doing certain things. So I know it's working. I'm just going to keep W4ing until I get the results that I want. You should be doing this daily. You have plenty of companies to audit. You have plenty of people who have used your social security number. Utilize it, because you are obligated to be taken care of by, you are under obligation of the United States. You are taken care of, your debts are discharged, and you have rights of abundance that you are given, regardless of a government being assembled or not, to appropriate those things to you. You just got to know who you are and educate yourself, along with having the faith that these things will work out for you, and that everything that's happening for you works out for you. Romans 8:28. Thank you so much for watching. Love and peace, guys. And I hope he's as excited as I am about this process, because I'm about to go W4 some stuff right now, yo. Peace and love.